Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cary Condotta, your state representative from the 4th floor of the Capitol building in Olympia. Well, as you can tell, it's noisy here. There's a lot of action. We're kind of in the final throes. This will be my second to the last report, hopefully, if everything goes well. We are approaching our 60-day limit, and we think there's a good chance we will get out on time. What's happening right now is we are hearing Senate bills on the House floor. They've all come out of committee. They've come past the cutoff, and we are now hearing those. And the Senate on the other side is hearing the House bills and moving those out. So all these are kind of in the final throes. Then there'll be negotiations after Friday to put these together and try to get them out next week before the cutoff, which is basically Thursday of next week. So we have less than a week and a half to get this done. We were here till 1 a.m. last night. I suspect we will be here till midnight or 1 tonight and tomorrow night because there's a lot of volume, a lot of bills, and frankly, a lot of very, very bad bills. I am a little surprised with the divide being 48-50 that our Democrat friends are running out some of the more radical legislation that we have been pent up. It has not passed over the past many years, but it is back, and some of it is pretty horrible. So we'll talk more about the specifics when it's all said and done, but right now, not so good. Well, one of the great news stories, or I should say one of the not so great news stories in the last week or two you've been hearing about is the Public Relations Act. This is a situation that's been misreported in almost every media in the state of Washington. And the fact is, it was a judge's order that came out of the blue that threw us into a tailspin here at the Capitol. Now, we've had the same public record situation for as long as this place has functioned. As long as it's operated, it has operated under the same rules. The judge stepped in and threw all that out, said we were all independent agencies with possible rulemaking authority and were subject to all the open public records, period, that any other agency probably would be. I'm afraid those things just aren't functional. That would have basically brought this place to a halt because we can't operate like that. That's just not the way it's done here. So there was an attempt to fix that. Now, we could have gone right back to the original rules. It would have been very easy just to pass the original rules. But the folks here thought about it and said, okay, if you want more openness, more transparency, we can do that. So they crafted a bill, all four corners put it together and agreed to it and moved it out to stop the bleeding because we were in a very bad, precarious position. We were getting demands for all kinds of information, including information off my personal cell phone. That's never going to happen. And access to very sensitive classified information that is not necessary in terms of determining what we're doing here. Frankly, folks, nobody's hiding a thing. It's always been very transparent here, but we made it even more transparent. That's right, we're going to have separate cell phones that'll be accessible for all of the type of business we do here. We're going to have lobby letters and lobby communications now opened up, and a string of other things have been opened up. So the only thing left for privacy is our own private information personally, which I have the right to as a citizen, and the privacy of your communications with us, which contains sensitive information. That's it. Everything else you can get. And frankly, it's everything you need. I have yet to come across anybody that can't get what they need if they just ask for it. It's pretty unbelievable. But the press is upset because they wanted that personal information, and now they're not going to get the personal information. They get everything else, but they're not going to get the personal information, and I think that is the right thing to do. So the process could have been different, but under the circumstances, this is what had to be done so the place didn't grind to a halt. And I thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with some specifics when this is all over. We'll have a wrap-up to tell you what happened. Some good, some bad. Frankly, for the 12th District, it's been a pretty good year. And before I go, yes, the tourism bill is going to get off the floor today, and we think it'll be funded. The most important bill for the 12th District this year. Looks like it's on the way. We're very happy with that. Thanks for taking a listen. We'll be back next week to wrap it up.